Hi, my name is Alessio Koliulis and I research cities at night. And my interest in this part of urban development and urban economic development stems from the idea of better understanding what city managers, policymakers, people who run and manage and live and work in cities have to do to make our cities more equal, more sustainable and more efficient. I think there's been renewed interest in this topic, especially because during the pandemic we realized how a lot of the work that's unseen takes place in cities at night. It wasn't a new thing necessarily that people were interested in understanding how to better support workers at night. So for example, people working in hospitality or nurses and doctors and cleaners. So it wasn't a new thing. But with the pandemic we realized that on the one hand, a lot of the fun things that we do take place in the evening and night. With the pandemic we realized that when tourism shut down, a lot of the nighttime industries too, and with that a lot of jobs linked to these sub-industries. Another aspect that it's important to highlight when we think about the management of cities at night or the economies at night in cities post-pandemic is the fact that we have also new big players in cities, for example like platforms that control and govern a lot of the night work that takes place in and around cities. So let's think about the chain that links warehouses to delivery workers. And in a city like London, which is roughly a 10 million people mega city, night work is essential. It's a way in which it reproduces the city at night. Let's think about people who clean or take care of our elderly in care homes, in hospitals at night, as well as those people who, with recent innovations, for example, people who recharge the batteries of all the mopeds and scooters and electric bicycles that are now such a common presence and visual presence when we walk around the city. There are a lot of occupations that are nocturnal occupations and that keep our cities clean and recharged. And so I'm interested in understanding what their working conditions are, what cities are doing to help these workers and help improve their working conditions. London, there's been campaigns, and we had the GLA, the Greater London Authority 24-hour team that in the last decade has tried to do a lot for night workers and also for people who want to have fun at night. So starting, for example, from the night tube that now London has running Fridays and Saturdays, all the way to thinking about the pay of night workers with a recent campaign from the London Living Wage Foundation thinking about how to improve pay and working conditions of night workers. And with my research and consultancy, we have tried to think about place-based and space-based solutions. In particular, delivery riders, thinking about some of the physical infrastructures that riders need when it's dark, when it's cold, when it's rainy. And so this is some of the things that I've been doing in my research.